run! It's Anne Hathaway!
That's right, baby. It's time for movie trailer trash. Enjoy.
Hello and welcome to Movie Trailer Trash.
All right, I'm Bethany.
I'm Charlie, and we just watched the trailer for Colossal, which is coming out April 7th. Looks to be a quirky little movie.
Starring Anne Hathaway.
It's got Anne Hathaway in it. It's got Jason Sudeikis in it. It's got Dan Stevens in it. That's the guy that plays her ex-boyfriend.
Okay.
And that is the Beast, I think.
But she's the Beast.
No,
Okay.
from Beauty and the Beast.
Oh, okay. Well, you got to be careful because this is all about a monster.
That's far more like a monster than a beast.
Well, nonetheless, how on earth would I know that that guy was the Beast from Beauty and the Beast?
Have you noticed that the Beast is always blue, even in X-Men or Beauty and the Beast?
He's just wearing blue in Beauty and the Beast.
I'm pretty sure his face is blue.
No, he's like a Chewbacca or like a little bit
Chewbacca?
Of a
He's a
bear.
Wookiee?
A little bit of a bear.
Crossing universes?
A little bit of a buffalo.
I guess they own
He's
Star
brown.
Wars now.
He's brown.
So if they want to try and put that into the backstory,
He's actually a
it's that
Wookiee.
he's a Wookiee.
No.
Anyway, what are we talking about?
Side
Colossal.
story, Colossal. So he's supposed to be the guy that plays the Beast in Beauty and the
I
Beast
think
with
so, yeah.
Emma
I think
Watson.
I saw that. But yeah, so this movie looks really interesting. I remember seeing it for the first time when we went and saw Split. Maybe that's
Really?
what the
No,
trailer
we had
was?
seen it before that.
Okay, well,
Because
it
I
was
feel
in
like
a movie
when I was
theater.
in Split, that came on, I was like, ooh, I love this trailer.
And I loved it from the time that we saw it. I loved the idea of it. I thought it was really unique and cool. And basically, what's happening is Anne Hathaway, this woman who has a drinking problem and who is, like, her life is kind of a mess.
It's falling apart.
Just got dumped by her boyfriend.
Kicked out.
And kicked out of their jointly...
apartment. It's probably his apartment if he could kick her out.
Right. And so she's all depressed and she moves back to her hometown.
I'm guessing with her brother. Do you think that Jason Sudeikis is supposed to be her brother or like
maybe.
a good friend?
I think that that was like their group of high school friends,
yeah.
and then she's the only one that moved away,
The
and
high
they all
school
just
crew.
stayed there, and like that's a cliche, but whatever, who cares?
Well, I mean that happens.
Yeah,
it's,
it does.
Cliche for a reason.
Right. And so what happens is Anne Hathaway's character wakes up and finds out that a giant monster is attacking Seoul, South Korea. And they see it on the news
And she's like,
stuff.
whoa.
And she finds out, eventually that her motions control the monster, what the monster is doing.
Well, and so in the first trailer, you see her like call someone and say, "Did you see this? A monster is attacking Seoul." And whoever she's talking to is like, "Yeah, where that happened yesterday."
Yeah,
she got
real
has no
drunk and-
memory of it. So, but I'm saying like clearly something happened when she was blacked out or super drunk. Something happened that she doesn't remember.
Yeah, and I think that what's happening
Now
is
she's
that
a monster.
based on this trailer that we just saw, which is the second one that just came out a month ago, that she has to be like in this specific area in the park in order to control it. That's what it looked like.
Well,
to me
yeah,
anyway.
but she was in her apartment when she first tried it.
Yeah.
She raises her hand. She's in her apartment looking at the TV, and she raises her hand up, and then she turns it on, and it's like it
Raising
raises
its hand.
Yeah. Sorry, I don't know why that's. No, but here's the thing. Also, if that were the case, then she would just not go there, and it would disappear or die. Because
but
the
I
problem
think
is that
that's
it's very
what's gonna
clearly
happen,
hurting
right?
people.
Well, yeah, but I think that's what's going to happen is that okay. So I have one theory about this movie.
Okay, well, before you do, though, hang on. Let's see if there's anything else about the trailer we should say before you start your theories.
Okay, well, it looks really funny.
It does look funny. It looks quirky funny, though. Not like laugh out loud the whole time, but it's going to make you laugh.
Yeah, and there's going to be a decent amount of good jokes. I think Anne Hathaway looks great. I think I've complained about how she annoys me before, but not as an actor. Just as, like when she's on like talk shows and stuff.
Yeah,
but,
that's fine.
Yeah, I've never really had a problem with her as an
she's
actor.
good.
I've never really liked anything she's been in.
The Princess Diaries
No.
with Julie Andrews.
That's for middle school girls.
It's for everybody.
That's who that movie was made for.
Do you even remember that movie?
Yeah, you
Then
made me
you
watch
don't
it.
know. No, I never watched that movie with you. Don't go putting that on me. Don't you put that on me,
I feel
Ricky
like
Bobby.
I saw it
Don't you
recently.
put that on me. Okay,
Is
but
that
no.
part where she's real tan?
What?
Maybe I'm thinking a different movie.
Okay, so sorry for that. Anne Hathaway's fine. I think she's a good actress. It's not like she's been in a ton of movies I like, but I can't think of anything where she has been a bad actress. She's always done a good job.
And Jason Sudeikis is going to be Jason Sudeikis, and it's going to be funny. A
What I
little
think
bit toned down.
What I think is interesting about this is they made it clear in the second trailer that we just watched that she can also feel things that happen to it because a helicopter ran into its head and she was like, ow, what was that? And they were like, a helicopter. And she's like, with the pilot and all this, the pilot and stuff? And they're like, yeah, that's a helicopter. But I think the problem is, or the dilemma is going to be, if this thing dies, will you die? And if so, then how do you keep it alive without hurting other people all the time? Because when you walk around, you're just destroying soul.
So here's the director and writer of this movie is a guy named Nacho Villolando.
Libre? Oh, sorry.
Yes.
I'm sorry. Go on.
It's Nacho Libre is the director and writer.
Yes. Get that corn out of my face.
Yes. No, Nacho Villolando. I think that's how you say it, but we'll
Let me.
find
Can I
out.
see it?
No.
Okay. Nacho seems like a weird first name, but if that is your first name, dude, good for you, man.
And he's most known for two movies that he wrote and directed previously. One called Time Crimes, which got an 88% on Rotten Tomatoes.
Never heard of that. When was that?
It's really low budget. It was 2007, I think.
Okay. Time Crimes.
Real low budget thriller
Rhymes.
that had a lot of like dark, dry comedy in it.
Okay.
And then also a movie called Open Windows. Have you ever heard of it?
No.
It got a 41% on Rotten Tomatoes. So no one liked it.
That's not good.
But no one liked it because, well, it was Elijah Wood was the main guy, and then the leading female in it was Sasha Grey. Do you know who Sasha Grey is?
No.
You don't?
No, it's just funny because you keep asking me questions. No, I don't.
She's a porn star.
Why would I know? You said you were so surprised that I didn't know that.
I mean, she's like a famous porn star.
Yeah, I couldn't name one famous porn star right now except for is Pamela Anderson considered a porn star?
I don't know. Porn
so
was
there
different
you go.
back then.
That's the closest I can get. I don't know names of porn
Playboy was
stars.
considered porn back then,
Yeah.
but it's not now.
Okay, go on. So she's a porn star, and it's a bad movie.
And so yeah, like it was really weird that they chose to have her in it. But I also think that people thought that it was like unique and different and like an interesting idea.
But so that's the director or the writer?
Both.
Oh, okay, he does both. Did he do both of these?
Yes, I think so.
Okay, interesting.
Well, and I know that he directed and wrote Colossal. I know that for
Interesting.
sure. But yeah, so this movie is going to be that makes me believe that it's going to be unique both in visuals and in story and also maybe in whatever the conflict is going to be, because as of right now
Yeah.
there's no conflict at all
Well,
that we
except
know
that
of.
she's accidentally hurting people.
Well, yeah, but that's
She's
it.
destroying buildings. That's it.
No, but I mean
That's
like
a big conflict.
no, that's the problem. That's not the conflict. It's like
Okay, I
that's
think
the
I'm
thing that's
confused
happening.
because conflict and problem, those are synonyms.
No, it's it's not. No.
I know words. I know all the words.
That's just what's happening.
Okay. Well, nonetheless, I think that they've made it a little clear in this trailer that she's going to have to fight something because
Yeah.
they show her like put her fist up like, okay, I could do this.
Well, they show her like okay, so
So-
when the helicopter hits her,
Yeah.
they show her kind of like joke fighting, like air punching
Yeah.
and stuff like that, and just like laughing. But then there's one like little tiny snippet where they show her like she
Putting
has like
her
a
fist up. Yeah.
serious face, and
Like
she like
she's-
puts her fists up. and
It's
stuff.
like she's saying like, okay, bring it on.
yeah.
That's
so
kind of the look.
what I think is going to happen is I think something else giant is going to attack
Yeah,
the city.
that's what I'm thinking too.
And she's going to save the city.
Like an actual Godzilla or something
Right.
else is going to attack the city, and since she can control this,
and look,
she
I
can
got
stop
goosebumps.
it.
I'm kind of excited
Wow.
about it.
Well, I will tell you this: that's way better than just like a monster movie like Godzilla or King Kong, because
Yeah, I agree.
well, first of all, I don't know about the original Godzilla, but the most recent one with Bryan Cranston, there was like virtually no story.
Well, that's kind of what
it
I'm
was
saying.
just like,
with
ooh,
this.
there's a monster from underground. It
It's like-
destroys everything.
That's the difference between conflict and a problem that's just happening.
yeah. Well,
Because like Godzilla attacking the city is just like a thing that is happening
yeah.
that you have to deal with.
Well,
Whereas
I
a
mean,
conflict is like, something that needs to be
More complex,
Yeah.
is what you're saying. But King Kong, from my knowledge, the King Kong that I've seen is the one with Nicole Kidman, and Jack Black, right?
Yes, the original King Kong.
No, that's why I didn't say original is the one that I've seen. But the point is, when I think of King Kong, I think of the story, and I think the original was this way too, where there's like a woman who either falls in love with him or like cares for him, and then he dies. And so that's at least a little more of a story from my knowledge. But the thing is that those movies is just, yeah, they're not super compelling. So this is like if those movies had a more interesting backstory. Like, I wonder what will attack the city. Will it be like her? Will it be another person controlling something?
Oh, that would be interesting.
You know, or will it be just
If
some
there was,
random
like,
monster?
Some like evil CEO of a corporation or something
It's
who
like-
woke up and could control a
Yeah.
giant monster, and he's just like, I'm gonna take over. If it's
take
Kim
out all
Jong
the
Un,
businesses. Okay, that'll be that. But no, yeah, it'll be interesting. And also, I wonder if they'll try and explain what happened to her. Like, because that would be interesting too. Like, what happened? How
Yeah.
did this happen to you? But I think that, honestly, I think it's going to be more serious than we think, because I think it's really going to come down to in the end. Like, she might fight it or whatever, but there's going to be this, like, what happens if it dies?
yeah, maybe.
And that's a big problem, because if you can't let it die or you'll die, then you're gonna have to put it somewhere where it won't hurt anybody, like
Well, that's
out
one
on
of
a
the
remote
things-
island somewhere, and you're gonna be limited to a certain space you can roam.
That's one of the things that it said in its description, or some article maybe that I read about it, that it was talking about how it's like really funny and really interesting and really like emotional and complex.
Yeah,
And
that's kind of what it sounds like. I mean, it looks. I'll say this: it looks really interesting, and
yeah,
like you said,
at the
unique.
very least.
I gotta say this though: what is with all the Groot-like monsters recently?
I am Groot.
There's Groot. There's a monster calls. Is that the one?
Well, this one's not made of wood.
No, but he's very
But he
similar
looks like
shape.
Groot.
Yeah, he has the same shape and like lengthiness and stuff. It's so similar. And then the one in A Monster Calls.
You were gonna say I am Groot.
No, the one in A Monster Calls is Liam Neeson. That's more like Groot. Like it is.
Yeah, it's like a
wooden,
giant
right?
Groot.
And it's really cool looking. But it's like, what is with that, man? That is a trend. People are like, somebody was just like, everybody loves Groot. From now on, all monsters are gonna look like Groot.
All monsters are Groot. Monsters are Groot.
And then they asked Groot, like, is that cool? And he was like, I am Groot.
Oh, is that the baby one?
That's the baby
yeah,
one.
okay.
I am Groot. I am Groot. Sorry guys, I'm really bad at impressions, but I'm decent at the baby Groot.
At baby Groot.
So
yeah.
that makes me happy, because I want to be good at impressions, but I'm not.
But yeah, I'm looking really forward to this one. I'm also looking really forward. So it comes out April 7th, so it's pretty soon. It's coming out in these 2 months that are kind of, waiting for another big movie.
Yeah. That's good.
And so like this one and Free Fire, which I just did.
You won't have to pick between it and like something great.
Yeah,
Most
I just
likely.
did a MTT extra episode on Free Fire, the Free Fire trailer.
Ooh, I wonder what you said.
I said that it's really good.
No, don't. Oh,
Gave
gave it away. Great. Now nobody's gonna go and listen to it.
And both of these movies are made like kind of like pseudo indie, like pseudo small, like so they're made with like big name actors, but
Yeah.
by people who are not really
Not
well
big
known,
name writers or directors.
and like production companies that give these writers and directors a chance to do
Yeah,
what they want to
it's
do. And I
great.
think that's really cool, and that's awesome.
Yeah, we're definitely behind that.
All sorts of behind that.
All right, are you ready for the next part?
For what?
When will you see this movie?
Just when?
How?
Oh, how also?
Where?
Also where?
Those ones.
And
Go.
what? Here it is.
Where? When? How?
Are you gonna see this movie?
Okay. So, let's see. Where, when, how am I gonna see this movie? I want to see it, definitely.
Oh yeah.
And, a while back, you and I, Charlie, got into some indie movies, right? We got real into it. Like, basically, like the year I graduated from college, you were still in college.
Yeah, we watched like
I-
one every week.
I like introduced you to the concept of indie movies, because you were just like, typical guy watching comedies and action movies. And I was like, but look at this little indie movie. And you were like, this makes me feel. And then I was like, let's watch more. And we got real into it. Okay. Sorry, that was a real simplistic version of what
Yeah.
happened, but we got real into it. And then also it was like the golden age of indies. So we had Kings of Summer and Mud came out right around each other. That other weird one with Joe, with Matthew McConaughey, Killer Joe or whatever. Was it Killer Joe? Nope, that's something else. Dang it.
I know what you're talking
Yeah,
about. Where he's the hitman.
There was a bunch of like indie stuff that came out, and we got real into it.
Yes.
And then I feel like we almost overdid it. And for a little bit, I kind of just wanted to watch, comic book movies and big blockbusters and have fun. And so I got totally pulled out of it. And maybe it's because there haven't been a ton of great indie movies, or maybe it's just because I'm in a different mood. But this makes me excited to watch indie movies again. Like, I don't, like you said, it's not like it's an indie movie, but it has this feel to it, this artistic quality where it's a story. That's the thing about indie movies that I've loved, about a lot of indie movies that I've loved, like Mud. Okay, if you guys have seen Mud with Matthew McConaughey, if you haven't, it's great and I recommend it. It just tells a story. That's it. I mean, like, it's a good story, but because they're indie, they don't usually have a ton of money. So they can't do crazy special effects. They just do something simple and an interesting story.
I think that it was an interview with like Kiefer Sutherland or someone like that. And they were talking to him about like why he like doesn't do movies really. And and he was talking about how he hates the fact that nowadays there aren't really any movies with a budget of like 20 to 40 million. Yeah. So like there aren't any movies that are like, we don't want to give you all of this money. You're not a Blockbuster, you're not a Marvel, Disney, whatever. But no one takes a chance on those people who
they don't give them enough money to even do anything.
Right. It's either you either get $200 million or you get like 18,000.
Yeah,
it's just
exactly.
Like, and so like,
that's why also a good indie movie, that it's amazing because it's hard to work with that little bit of money.
But I think that these ones are kind of showing that you can,
there,
this and I think Get Out especially will,
that was
because that's made a whole bunch of money.
And that's a great movie too, guys. Go see it. But okay, so that was just my little tangent on indie movies, and we're both artists. We love the art of it. We're interested in creative minds actually writing new stuff and doing their own thing. So I do want to see it. Oh, real fast, Short Term 12.
Yeah, that's a good one.
Yeah, that one.
Brie Larson.
Oh,
she's in Free Fire.
Yeah, that's like the indie movie that. Like, that one gives me goosebumps. That one's amazing. It was a tiny budget, and it's amazing. And, yeah, Brie Larson at her best. And she's already, she's good. So so definitely Short Term 12.
And that's not the movie she won Actress of the Year for.
No, but she should have. But
that's not what that award is called. Best
Actress of the Year. But anyway, I want to go see this, and I think I want to see it in theater because you're right. It's not like I'm having to choose between that and, like, a superhero movie or choose between that and the next Star Wars movie. There's not going to be a ton of stuff out, and it'll be fun to just be like, let's go watch this movie that isn't going to necessarily bring super big crowds to the theater, but people will be seeing it because it'll be one of the few things that's good. So in the theater.
Yeah.
And whenever, sometime in the month of April. Not really in a hurry to see it.
Yeah.
Don't really care what day of the week.
I think I want to wait. So I want to see it in the theater also. I want to see it at a smaller one, not necessarily like, just like art house, whatever, but smaller theater, not an AMC, not, what is the other one?
We don't have a lot of
Goodrich?
options for that.
Yeah, we do. We have more than you think.
Well, yeah, but you and I, we only go to AMC.
Well, we can do whatever we want.
B&B.
We didn't sign contracts with these people.
Alamo Drafthouse, and then the other one that you and I can't. Cinemark. Those are the only theaters that we really have that we go to.
There's others.
And only one of them is small, and that's Alamo Drafthouse.
Smaller.
Okay.
That's all I'm saying.
You love to throw that out there, but we never do. Just go on.
And I want to see it. I kind of want to see it on a weeknight.
I could see that. Yeah, I think it'd be fun on a weeknight, but I also think it'd be fun on a Saturday during the day.
What about a Saturday night?
No, just day. Okay. No, it's been a long time since I've gone into a movie theater when it's bright out and left when it's dark out. And I love that feeling. It's a weird feeling. Or go in when it's really sunny out and then leave and it's still sunny out. And you're like, oh, God, I forgot that it's still daytime.
What about going in when it's dark and then leaving when it's sunny?
No.
I wonder, can you do that anywhere? Are there any movie theaters that show movies at 4:30 in the morning?
No, I don't think so. But that's the thing. Like, I'm sure a lot of you have experienced this where you go in at like 10 o'clock in the morning and you get so caught up in a good movie. That's a good feeling to get so caught up that when you step out and you see the sunlight, you're like, oh, it's blinding
Especially
me.
if it's like a dark
the
movie.
lights. Like you just totally forgot that it's daytime. It's like your whole world, your whole sense of time just stopped, you know, and you enjoyed a movie. I like that.
Yeah. So I'm saying theater week night.
I'm saying theater
Saturday. Yeah.
All right, so let's move on to Rotten Tomatoes.
Rotten Tomatoes. Rotten Tomatoes percentages. I think that this one will score well. But I don't think that it'll get your automatic like 85, 90s that like small independent things usually get when they're serious and emotional just because it's funny.
Okay.
And so I think I'm going to say 82% from critics.
Okay.
Just because I think it's going to be really good and really unique. And it's also going to have an emotional aspect, but it's going to be like funny and kind of goofy.
Okay. And audience?
Audience will give it less. 79%.
There you go. Okay. This is my idea. This is what I think. I think that it'll get a 78% by critics. You know, that's pretty high. It's definitely not saying it's a bad movie.
No, that's real high.
But it's not saying like, wow, you guys have to go see this right now. It's just like, that was a good April movie, you know? And I think that the audience will give it lower, yes, but I'm thinking like 67. And this is why. People are going to go in, they're going to just see the first commercial or first trailer. That was just Anne Hathaway doing her silly dance and then being like, oh, you can control a monster.
Mm-hmm.
They're going to go see it, and then it's going to get really real with the emotions and with some meaningful stuff and a real story. And they're going to be like, this was deep, and I didn't want deep. I wanted surface level, funny monster, and they made me think, and I'm angry.
Yeah, I don't think the monster is going to be in it a whole lot.
Yeah, and that's going to disappoint people.
Especially because this is kind of indie-ish and it doesn't have the money to have the monster on screen for 2 hours.
Yeah,
you know?
people will be disappointed because they're not going in expecting the right thing. And that's why I try my best not to have too specific of expectations
I try
anymore.
to be my best.
It's like one thing if you have high expectations. You go in with high expectations for anything, you could be disappointed. But, you know, sometimes you got to get excited about something. That's
Last
fine.
movie I did that with, though, I was not.
Which was?
Logan.
Yeah, that was good. But the point is, the worst thing you can do is say, I know exactly what this movie is going to be, and then go in and it's nothing like that. So, you know, you got to be open.
Which is, you know, the entire basis of this podcast.
Well, no, a trailer. No. This is us judging it beforehand, but we don't go in saying we're actually going to know. I mean, a trailer is supposed to give you a taste of what it's going to be. It's not supposed to give it all away. And in fact, we've complained several times about commercials that
would you say that it's supposed
too much away.
Tease?
Yeah.
Or is that more of the job of a teaser?
I think it's more that's more of a teaser, and this is more of a taste.
Maybe
giving
laugh
you
a
a
lot.
taste.
So why aren't they called tasters?
I don't know where the word trailer comes from. Why they use it, I'm not sure.
I bet we could look it up somehow.
Sure, we'll do that sometime. But the thing is, a great trailer gives you a little sense of the mood of the movie.
And doesn't show you the main conflict.
Doesn't
like
show
one.
you. I mean, no, it can, but it just doesn't give too much away. Like,
I don't see why it needs
if
to.
there is a big twist in a portion of the movie where one of the people you thought was a main guy is actually evil, and they release that in the trailer, then they're terrible at their job and they need to be fired, whoever makes that trailer, because that happens.
Yeah,
that
I don't
happens
think
where
that-
it's just like, oh, Patrick Stewart's actually evil. And it's like, well, thanks for giving that to us in the trailer.
Which movie is that?
Green Room. I haven't seen it. Don't take my word for it.
No, he's the bad guy from the very beginning.
Exactly. But the point is that there are things. That was just an example. It wasn't like a specific
They shouldn't
thing.
show anything from the third act in trailers at all.
Absolutely, 100%. And there are things like where I've read the book, like Girl on the Train, and then you watch the trailer and I'm like, oh my God, I can't believe they showed that. And then you know that everybody else doesn't know what that means.
Same with the circle.
Right. And I know, I'm like, okay, people don't know what that means.
Right.
It was quick enough and short enough. Nobody realizes that that's a big deal, what they just showed. But the problem is, why show something from the third act? Why do it? Why do you need that? If you can't find enough in the first and second act to pique people's interest, then maybe you need to rewrite your movie and do a better job. Sorry, I just got real feisty all of a sudden.
Guys, we're putting together this trailer, and you need to rewrite the movie.
No, I'm just saying. Yeah.
Yeah. Well, I think that's a good spot to leave off on the yeah.
Definitely. I want to do a few plugs.
Go for it.
Can I plug away? Guys, thank you for listening. This is MTT Podcast. Check us out at mttpodcast.com. You can get all of our episodes there. It's going to be a great time. You can read some of our articles about the movies we have seen, and you can also see some comparisons of what we thought the score would be compared to what it was afterwards. You can interact with us at MTT Podcast on Twitter. Shoot us a message if you have something, or tweet at us if you have something you want us to talk about, another trailer perhaps that we haven't talked about yet. And check us out on Patreon. Go to Patreon and type in Movie Trailer Trash. We're there. You can become part of our family there, and it'll be great.
The MTT family.
Yeah, it's going to be a good time. We're going to start releasing some exclusive stuff for Patreon, mostly just MTT extras.
For right now.
And then we have some other goals. So
end of the month show.
Yeah. So please check out Patreon. We're really excited about this new step for us, and a new creative outlet. So check us out and rate and subscribe on iTunes.
Also, next week we're going to be having a special episode where we're going to be watching a short film called Edith and doing a little review of that. And so if you want to hear more about that, come back again next week.
Yeah, and that's going to be really cool and unique. So check it out.
Yeah, I'm kind of excited about it.
We'll tell you more next time. See you later.